had a question, but we run out of time. Listen, this is extraordinary, this documentary.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Making all
Morgan Freeman walked onto the View stage with his usual calm confidence. People were ready for a lighthearted chat about his latest Netflix series. After all, who doesn't love hearing that unmistakable voice share stories? But within minutes, it became clear this wasn't going to be a typical celebrity interview. Freeman wasn't there just to talk about a project. He was there to challenge ideas, to speak truths that made some people uncomfortable. The energy shifted as soon as he started. The audience leaned in, and the hosts, they weren't ready for what came next. Freeman brought up topics that TV often avoids: Hollywood's portrayal of Black history, representation in media, and the gaps in the stories we tell ourselves. He didn't sugarcoat it, and that's what made the moment so powerful.
About a different documentary.
Go ahead.
As some politicians around the country try to erase Black history, you're making sure people don't forget vital parts of our past.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a conversation, it felt like a wake-up call. And just like that, the segment took a turn no one saw coming. When Morgan Freeman sat down, the host smiled, pretending everything was under control. Whoopi Goldberg kicked things off with a warm introduction, calling him incredible and showering him with applause. The crowd loved it. Everyone thought they were in for the usual. A fun conversation about his new Netflix series, Life on Our Planet. But something shifted as soon as Sonny Hostin brought up one of Freeman's earlier works, a documentary on the Black battalions of World War II. It wasn't just a polite nod to his past projects. Sonny had facts, but Freeman quickly pointed out a mistake in her statement. He didn't shy away from correcting her. Instead of sticking to the script, Freeman guided the discussion into deeper waters. He spoke about how history often erases critical details, especially about Black contributions. You could see it on their faces. They weren't expecting this. And yet Freeman wasn't finished. His tone, calm but firm, had everyone hooked. Morgan Freeman didn't hold back. After addressing the documentary on the Black battalions, he shifted to something even bigger: the glaring lack of Black representation in Hollywood. He talked about his early days as a moviegoer, describing how rare it was to see Black characters on screen. And when they did appear, they were always cast as servants, never heroes or leaders. His voice sharpened as he questioned why stories of Black success and resilience were ignored. Why were audiences only shown tales of struggle? The room got quiet. The audience chuckled nervously, but Freeman wasn't there to entertain.
61st Tank Battalion, the original Black Panthers, about the first Black battalion to fight in World War II.
First Black Armored Battalion.
Whoopi Goldberg tried to counter, saying those portrayals reflected the realities of history. Freeman respectfully disagreed, pointing out that the past wasn't just about hardship, there were victories too, and Hollywood chose to leave them untold. At this point, you could feel the tension in the air. Freeman wasn't just talking. He was making people rethink everything they thought they knew. As Morgan Freeman delved deeper into representation and Hollywood's selective storytelling, the atmosphere in the studio grew heavier. He wasn't afraid to address uncomfortable truths. And it was clear this wasn't what the producers had planned. Just as the conversation started to gain momentum, a signal came from behind the cameras. Wrap it up. Whoopi Goldberg, visibly caught off guard, tried to shift gears and close the segment. Freeman, however, remained poised, leaving one last thought hanging in the air. He reminded everyone that history isn't just about remembering pain, it's about celebrating progress too. The abrupt end left viewers confused. Was it really about time constraints, or was Freeman saying things too real for daytime TV? Fans took to social media almost instantly, accusing the show of silencing him. Many pointed out that this wasn't the first time a bold guest had been rushed off. Freeman had come to speak the truth, but it seemed not everyone was ready to listen.
But we run out of time. Listen, this is extraordinary, this documentary.
Oh, yeah.
The moment Freeman left the stage, the internet exploded. Fans called out the show for cutting him off, labeling it a sign of disrespect. Tweets poured in, with people praising Freeman for his honesty while criticizing the hosts for avoiding real conversations. One user wrote, "They invited Morgan Freeman, but they weren't ready for Morgan Freeman." Others highlighted how rare it is to see a Hollywood legend openly challenge mainstream narratives on live TV. Freeman's willingness to call out misrepresentation and demand better storytelling resonated with audiences. His words weren't just powerful, they were necessary. But the reactions weren't all one-sided. Some defended the show, claiming they were only following time constraints. Still, the majority agreed that Freeman's segment deserved more time.
Movie buff from early childhood. I saw my first movie when I was like 6 years old. It was King Kong.
It's not her
time
fault.
that
It's
the
the
movies
period.
were made.
It's
It's just
upsetting
what they
to
were
watch.
doing.
Tell you the
Well,
truth.
it shouldn't be that way
It is.
because somebody did make money.
Yeah.
No.
This public outcry proved one thing. Freeman's voice carries weight far beyond the studio. He didn't just make waves on The View, he sparked a larger conversation that many felt was long overdue. This wasn't the first time Morgan Freeman used his platform to spark meaningful discussions. He's always been known for addressing issues others shy away from. Whether it's race, wealth inequality, or climate change, Freeman has never hesitated to speak his mind. In past interviews, he's challenged the idea of Black History Month, questioning why Black history should be confined to a single month when it's an integral part of American history. He's also criticized the concept of labeling people based on race, arguing that it reinforces division rather than unity. Freeman's approach is always calm, thoughtful, and deeply grounded in facts. He doesn't speak to provoke, he speaks to educate and inspire.
I can give you the name.
If you watch old movies, Betty Davis.
On the planet is in a little bit of trouble. And we're the cause of it.
Right.
There have been, if I remember correctly, 6 extinction-level events on the planet.
Moments like his appearance on The View remind us why voices like his are so necessary. Freeman isn't just a Hollywood icon, he's a bridge between generations, someone who challenges us to confront uncomfortable truths while inspiring hope for what's possible. That's why his words linger long after the conversation ends. Morgan Freeman's unfiltered honesty didn't just shake up The View, it raised questions about the role of daytime television. These shows often prioritize lighthearted banter over meaningful conversations, but Freeman's appearance highlighted a glaring gap. When faced with real issues, the hosts seemed unprepared, retreating to surface-level responses instead of engaging with his points. This moment revealed a larger problem. Are these platforms truly ready to handle discussions that challenge societal norms? The backlash wasn't just about Freeman's segment being cut short. It was about the missed opportunity to discuss topics that matter.